So question number 16 was, who was Umar bin Abdul Aziz? And the right answer that he was a great grandson of Umar bin al-Khattab. So let's see how he became a great grandson. So this is Umar bin Abdul Aziz. He was the son of Abdul Aziz bin Marwan, who was married to a lady called Layla, who was the daughter of Asim bin Umar, who was one of the sons of Umar bin al-Khattab. And this is the famous story where Umar bin al-Khattab is going around and he finds this lady and a mother and a lady, and the mother's telling the daughter, add water to the milk, and she said no, the Khalifa said don't. And then she said the Khalifa is not listening, but she says Allah is watching. So Umar, when he hears of that, he marks the door which he had passed by, and then he later finds out that it's just a daughter and her mother. There's no other husband or father left. So he says, if I was young enough, I would marry the girl because she's obviously righteous. But then he asks his sons, and one of his sons asks him, he is not married, so he says, I'll marry her. And so Asim is a son, so they have a daughter with this girl who is not mixing the water in the milk. So Layla is the granddaughter, and then she will marry and have the great grandson, Umar bin Abdul Aziz. So Umar bin Abdul Aziz is born in 61 Hijri, and he lives till 101. So he lives about 40 years only. He only lives for 40 years. And he becomes a Khalifa at the end, and they record his Khilafah for 2 years, 5 months and 4 days, because every single day that he was a Khalifa, he was very beneficial to the Muslim Ummah. He even asked for the gathering of all the hadith. He started the ball rolling on that big, huge, mega project. So once he was passing by a poet, and he asked him, give me some advice. And so he said, تجرد من الدنيا فإنك إنما سقطت إلى الدنيا وأنت مجرد. He said, leave this dunya, cast it off, for indeed you are only a person who has fallen to the earth, who has fallen to the dunya, like Adam alayhi salam. وأنت مجرد, you are the one who has been plucked out of his place and lost everything, so you need to go back. So he always used to repeat these verses quite often. He only had a single thobe when he became Khalifa. He only had a single thobe, and when he would send it for washing, he would stay in his house until it got washed and dried. And after his 2 years and 5 months and 4 days, he was poisoned and he died. And when he died, he left his family. He had 10 sons, and on his deathbed somebody said, why don't you allocate, because you're still the Khalifa, you can say all this land is yours and all this land is yours and all this land is yours. And he said, no, I won't do that. I only have a small amount of money, and that's for them and that's for him, because allocating land is a crime, because it's not my land to allocate. But what I will do is I have left them my good deeds. And so the historian says that they watched what happened to the sons of Umar bin Abdul Aziz, and each one of them became very rich and wealthy. And the next person who came and sat in his place, who did allocate a lot of stuff for his children, all his children eventually became poor. So good deeds from parents are probably the best thing you can ever leave your children. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.